Javon Stephens getting a corner for Antigua and Barbuda. It's going to be their first corner of the match. And, well, let's see if they can capitalize. The corner will be taken just on the southeastern side of the Antigua Recreation Grounds, next to the old Cavalier scoreboard here. And it's going to be taken by Tamale Ziggy Thomas, the captain. He's going to send a right booter. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow shirts, and it's headed by a green shirt player. Finds Akeem Thomas, but his header wasn't headed with no power.
Yeah, that should have been the first target, though. The first target you're going for is your biggest guy. That should have been the first target, but...
Well, maybe the second time around they will get it right, but it's with Dominica. Dominica approaching the 18-yard box. Can he get off a shot? Playing a little 1-2. Can he get a save by Malvin James? Can he get off a shot? Dominica still in possession. A shot at goal, but it was a good move on the Dominicans. Playing a little 1-2 there, but Malvin James saving the day for Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah, on that attack a while ago by the Dominicans, our defense was just getting back from a corner, and they hit us on the break actually. So we weren't really in position as yet at the time, and I mean it showed. It actually showed, because the whole right side of the goal, there was none of the Benno Boys players.
Well, I see Antiguan warming up. It looks like Hazelwood.
Eugene Kerwin, that's Eugene.
Warming up down here.
Going through his space right there.
Okay. So Eugene Kerwin is warming up. Don't know if someone is injured. And
no, I believe that's just how it is to keep your legs warm. You know, for just to instead you sit down and you lower it every 15, 20 minutes. You see somebody get up and warm up now. You know, just kind of just stay fresh and stay ready.
So it's Dominica moving forward. Dominica still moving forward there, approaching the numbers. It's blocked there by Akeem Thomas, and well, it's with Antigua, it's with Ziggy Thomas now. We got a man on the left. He hits it a little bit too hard. The goalkeeper coming off of his line and boots it downfield. Who's going to get there first? Who's going to get there first? Looks like the Antiguan. He heads it into touch. And it's going to be a throw-in for Dominica, but Dominica seems to be getting into their groove now.
Yeah, and getting into their groove, meaning that we are the Antiguan team is allowing them to actually be in the game at this point. Now, I mean, and I could be wrong, but from my standpoint, I believe Antigua should have the better team. Now, the better team don't always mean that you play the best.
Right.
So and sometimes when you play inferior opposition, I'm saying that the Antiguans should be superior than Dominicans. When you play inferior oppositions, you play down to their level, and sometimes you look just as the way they are playing, and that's what it is. You go from end to end stuff, and I believe we should be the Antiguans should be passing it around and trying to create something. Well, instead of kicking and running like the Dominicans.
Well, for now, we are under some pressure. It's going to be a free kick for Dominica. And a shot at goal, but blocked there. Antigua need to get out of their half, but still with the Dominicans one more time. The Dominicans, they're attacking in numbers. And gives it to the man on the right. Can he control and sends a good cross in? Yes, here comes a cross, but should create no problem here for Malvin James. It goes over the goal line. It's going to be a goal kick for Antigua. And we're into the 16th minute of play. It's still 0-0. Antigua Barbuda versus Dominica. Antigua kicking from west to east. And Dominica advancing once again. They're looking good. They're knocking the ball around and finding their man or their teammates and looking good. Boots it downfield, but Akeem Thomas should head this one. He's the tallest man in the field. He heads it into touch. And it's going to be a throw-in for Dominica for the past 5 minutes or so. It's been all Dominica attacking Antigua and almost scoring a goal. Thanks to Malvin James for saving the day, but that's his job, and he's highly rated. That's Malvin James. It's going to be a goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda, and quite a few people have come in, especially on the bleachers and the old Richie Richardson stand here.
Yeah, and when you say football in Antigua, people are going to come. That's just the bottom line. People are going to come.
What about when you say cricket?
Well, again, that's a different ball game there altogether.
Okay, infringement against Antigua Barbuda. Free kick for Dominica. Well, they're just attacking. That's the Dominicans. They're attacking, and they're attacking in numbers. It's a free kick. Can they create something to get 4 green shirt players close to the 18-yard box, but booted back downfield and booted into touch. So it's going to be a throw-in for Dominica, the number 4. He gives it to the number 3, and he's going to take this throw. That's Malcolm Joseph looking for, well, it's going to be another throw-in for Dominica.
Yeah, and what I was expecting to see, I was expecting to see the Antiguans trying to hold possession and trying to move and just trying to take the game to the Dominicans. But it has, for the first 15, 16 minutes, it has been the other way around.
Yes, the Dominican seems to be dominating. But it's still early days. Antigua yet to get into their groove. And I can say this because I've been here for many years. Teams kicking from east to west normally look like they have the advantage because there's a kind of slope here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. And the Dominicans are kicking from east to west. So maybe that could be the situation why they look as if they're dominating. But hey, they're still playing good football. They're playing better than Antigua right now.
And I mean, the west to east scenario and the slope scenario, I mean, that is one thing, but if you can't put 5 passes together in succession, that's another thing. And that's where the football comes in. And I don't see the Antiguan team doing that.
Well, it's going to be a throw-in for Antigua Barbuda just below the old double-decker stand. It's Tamale Ziggy Thomas. He's the captain. It's a long throw, looking for the 6-yard box and looking for the tallest man on the field, but he heads it into touch. That's Akeem Thomas. Heads it into touch over the goal line for a goal kick for Dominica.
Yeah, that long throw is always going to be a threat when you have a tall guy like Thomas in the box every time.
Speaking of long throws, I remember Fox Julian. He used to throw them long and pamper Smith. But Antigua need to clear this one out of their half. They're being put under some pressure. The Dominicans are rushing them hard. Must be all those fruits and vegetables that the Nature Island is famous for. And it's still 0-0 here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. So it's Dominica trying to find a man on the wing, but maybe a little bit too hard. Can he save it? No, he can't save it. So it's going to be a goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda. Still 0-0 here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. Antigua Barbuda 0, Dominica 0. And it's with Antigua now. Trying to find, looks like, is it Harriet?
Omari Daniel.
Omari Daniel. He's being put under some pressure, but he's doing some dilly-dallying and finds Tamale Ziggy Thomas. He looks, sends a cross in. Can he pick out anyone? Can he pick out anyone? Can he pick out anyone? A good play there. Is it a corner?
Yes, it's definitely a corner. And I mean, it was a good ball in by Ziggy there. And it fell to Harriet, which I believe is one of the best goal scorers we have on the field at this moment.
But he passed it.
Yeah, and he tried to pass it back in where Burton and the other forward was. But have a go.
You were saying he should have taken a shot.
Yeah, on that volley there, you could test the keeper from 7 yards where he was just now.
Here comes the corner back for Antigua. The heads are up. The keeper comes off his line, cleared. Booted way in the air by a Dominican player, booted back downfield, booted back downfield by Dominica. And can they get around here? Looks like 2. Yes, he gets around. Can he get off a shot? Can Dominica get off a shot? Can Dominica got saved by saving the day one more time is Marvin James. But it was a 2-on-1 situation. Okay. Dominica with a fast break, so to speak.
This is the second time we went up there for a corner, and we didn't have enough guys back to sort of defend there. And I mean, and that can be a tactic the Dominicans come out with, you know. When you get it on the break, if you happen to defend well and you get it on the break, just hit it, because they didn't get back in time.
And the guys up front seems to be some fast forwards for Dominica.
That little number 9 player, that little nippy number 9 player, he kind of remind me of a young Jamie Thomas.
That's Randolph Peltier. That's the number 9 for Dominica. But they're in possession. Well, he gets back up, and the player's down for Antigua. Dominica, well, the player gets up now for Antigua Barbuda. And is booted way downfield by Tamale Ziggy Thomas, but he finds the goalkeeper in Glenson Prince in the uprights for Dominica. He's sporting orange. And the two goalkeepers are wearing similar. Marvin James is in more red, and Dominica goalkeeper is in orange. Well, then again, Dominica produces a lot of oranges, coconuts, you name it. Haven't been there in a while, but it's a beautiful place. And it's, well, the Dominicans, no Antigua in possession. The player is down, infringement against Dominica. So it's going to be a free kick for Antigua Barbuda. And the physio is already up. A person for Dominica been given a card there, and he's complaining, he's arguing to the referee, but the player gets up now. That's the number 3, looks like the number 3 in Amari Daniel. He was down, and he gets up, and there's going to be a free kick for Antigua and Barbuda. We're into the 23rd minute of the first half here. Still 0-0. Tamale Ziggy Thomas, he's there with a free kick. Inside Dominica's half, finds number 15, who gives it back to Tamale Ziggy Thomas. He sends a shot in or cross. What it is, don't know if it was a shot or a cross, but it should have been, giving the goalkeeper some work to do.
Yeah, and that looked like something that they practiced. They practiced over and over and over, and he was supposed to play it in because you had 3-4 guys at the far post waiting on it inside of the box, and execution was the key right there. And they did the first part right, but the final ball.
So it was a
that
cross.
Was not good. Yeah, it was supposed to come across. Yeah, and you can see him like it's a free kick that they practiced,
yes.
and it actually caught the Dominican defense napping. Maybe they thought a shot was going to come, seeing as everyone was standing at the far post.
Okay, a goal kick for Dominica, headed into touch by the number 2 player for Antigua and Barbuda. That's Jeremiah Harriet, throwing for Dominica just below us here. Looks like the number 3, is it? Going to take the throw for Dominica, and headed once again by an Antiguan player. And it's with the number 3 for Dominica in Antigua's half, but he changes the play now. Can he control? He chests it down, looking for the man on the right, but finds an Antiguan player who just boots it downfield and finds a Dominican player. Sloppy football here on the part of Antigua. Dominica in possession. Can he get around? He's brought down, but whistle's been blown. I thought the referee would have played the advantage rule. And Dominicans are being roughed up by the Antiguans now. Seems like the Antiguans are more concentrated to play rough than to play good football.
Well, I mean, that was a 50-50 challenge here, and he does stick his foot in. But they always tell you to stand up and don't dive in. But what I'm more after the free kick, I'll tell you.
Here comes a free kick for Dominica, and cleared by Antigua Barbuda. Finds looks like the number 2 for Dominica. He sends a high kick, but a missed kick, and it's with Tamale Ziggy Thomas, is it?
Yeah, that
he has some speed, but the ball runs over the touchline, over the sideline. It's going to be a throw-in for Dominica. And you were saying,
yeah, and as I was saying, what I'm more worried about at this point is the Antigans reverting back to the old way, of tackling hard and running and kicking it forward and running behind
and not sticking to the game plan,
and not sticking to what I think we've moved from over the years.
Yes.
I think our football national, the national team has moved from running for
the boom ball business.
Yeah, the 90 miles an hour within the 90 minutes and tackling. I mean, tackling is a part of the game,
right.
But diving in and not standing a player up and it seems as if we're reverting back to the old way for the first 20-25 minutes. Okay. That I've been watching here. It seems as if we're moving back to the old way.
I guess that will only come from pressure.
Yeah, I mean, and yes, you can say, I mean, they're trying out players and they haven't been playing together as a team for a while. They're just putting it into running now, as in bringing in players and all of that. But it's just been like a normal Premier League game you're watching here. This don't look like our national team at all.
So it's a throw-in for Antigua Barbuda, still 0-0. And Antigua in possession, boots it downfield, but finds the Dominican player. Some strong breeze here kicking up at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. And it's going to be a throw-in for Dominica, just below the Andy Roberts stand here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. So it's going to be, here it comes now inside the box, headed. And it's, well, can Antigua control this one? and puts it downfield, but headed, a low header by a Dominican player, but Antigua still in possession. Antigua trying to go forward. They're moving forward on the left flank. Ziggy Thomas has some speed, sends across it, and the player there can't control, but some players are down, and it's going to be a free kick for Dominica. Still 0-0 here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. The players down for Dominica, and just a little collision there when that cross came in from Tamale Ziggy Thomas. But the physio is going on to render some assistance, and he's sitting up. I guess he got hit on the leg, so he's going to get some attention. In the meantime, some of the Antiguan players are running to the sideline to get a word or two from the technical director, Peter Novak.
Yeah, and what is he saying to them? I'm guessing that there's no sort of coordination up there. There's no coming to the ball and one going deep, or there's no intertwining. Okay, you switch here and I will play here, or I will quiz here. You know, they're making it easy for that back four there of the Dominican players.
So that's the two strikers, Stephen Smith and the number 10 in Javon Stephens.
Yeah, and by right, Javon, I mean, he's 16 years old. Yes, he's learning to blend in with some of the older players, but I don't see nobody going to him and say, hey, this is what we want from you. You know what I mean? As a leader out there on the field, going to him and say, hey, let's try this, let's do this. You know, and I'm sure, I mean, that's what the young man would want from a Tamale Thomas, which he plays for Hoppers with, and would know him, and an older Stephen Smith.
Well, he's still young, but I understand what you're saying. Little guidance won't hurt, but it's still 0-0 here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds at the Benner Boys Antigua Barbuda versus Dominica. We're into the 29th minute of the first half. Can this be a breakaway now? But the Dominican defender gets there first and boots it into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Antigua Barbuda on the northern side of the Antigua Recreation Grounds.
Yeah, and the number 3 player, Mari Daniel, he's going to give you that width on the left side of the field all day. He's actually attacking left back, and he can get you up there, and he can score some goals, and he can put ball in the cross balls in for the forward for you.
He plays with Hoppers?
Yeah, he plays for Hoppers as well.
So, quite a number of Hoppers players out there. And it's Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who also plays for Hoppers, and he's the captain here this afternoon. Of course, the captain is overseas in Quentin Griffith. Any word on him, if he's playing any football?
Yeah. I think the last thing I saw was him in a medical boot. I don't know if he sprained his ankle or something. Okay. But that was the last I saw of him. But other than that, I've seen pictures. You know, social media link you every day with anything you're doing right now.
Makes the world smaller. So it's going to be a free kick for Dominica. And so far, we can say that the Dominicans have outplayed the Antiguans. But the scoreline doesn't suggest that at all, because it's still 0-0 here. The Dominicans running hard. Hakeem Thomas being put under some pressure. And the Dominicans trying to advance. Hakeem Thomas should clear this one. He clears it and finds the number 16, who finds another player who moves it downfield, finds Eddie Burton for Antigua Barbuda, but he's been robbed by a Dominican player. Just hits it and over the... Is going to be a throw-in? Yes. Got a head onto it, but didn't jump high enough. Looks like the number 3, that is, Omari Daniel. So it's a throw-in for Dominica, just below us here on the southern side, close to the Richard Richardson stand here at the Antigua Recreation Ground. Still 0-0. Dominic in possession, trying to go forward, Can he get across? Yes, he gets across in a one-timer by, looks like. Can you pick up that number there? He's doing a one-timer.
Number 20 player.
Number 20 for Dominican, Justly Prince. A good cross.
Yeah, and
the left.
And the Antiguan defenders just know. I mean, he was just on top of the 6-yard box, maybe like 10 yards out, and he was alone. There wasn't a player behind him. Everybody had retreated to the 6-yard box. I mean, we should be a little tighter there.
Antigua trying to advance, and the players, we put on Dominica, can they go forward? Dominica just stringing some passes together, but cleared by Antigua, cleared, booted, here comes the whistle, and it's going to be infringement against Dominica.
No, the number two player in...
For Dominica?
No, for Antigua, the right back in...
Jeremiah Harriet.
Jeremiah Harriet. No, he's a young player. This is his second national game he's playing. And you expect them to make mistakes. You expect them to do you know what I mean, the normal things that they do in the Premier League.
Well, especially in the friendly international. And not a real serious game. So you iron out your kinks now, and then later on when you playing some serious matches, you won't make the same mistakes.
Yeah, but the older players on the field now, they're the ones that should take the mantle and say, hey, this is what you're doing wrong here, buddy, and this is what you need to... Yeah, let's keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't put them in positions where you know what I mean, there's 3-4 guys around them. Just get it out of there.
Okay, is that the rain in the northern side of Antigua, or it's just dark clouds? But it's going to be a free kick for Antigua and Barbuda. It looks a little rainy in the northeast, and taken by Keem Thomas, but Tamale Ziggy Thomas gets a shot here, and it's a goal for Tamale Ziggy Thomas. From a free kick to one player who found Tamale Ziggy Thomas, and it's goal for Antigua and Barbuda. Nice to see Tamale Ziggy Thomas, and we put that in the 33rd minute of play. Tamale Ziggy Thomas, so it's 1-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda. The Bennett boys scoring in the 33rd minute. Thanks to Tamale Ziggy Thomas. He had a goal last week, so he seems to be scoring goals of late. Yeah,
and again, they caught the Dominican defense napping, because nobody was watching the backside run that he was making. And I think it was Lawson Robinson, that's Boy Blue.
So it was a one-timer.
Yeah,
he just
flicked it over, knowing his speed, just flicked it over there, and he will get it. And he seems as if he miskicked it, but I mean,
well, he could not have missed it from that distance.
Yeah, and with the advancing goalkeeper kind of moving that way, he really couldn't miss that.
So maybe this should put some pep in their step, so to speak. The Antigans looking good. That's the number 2. No, caught somebody there flat-footed. That's Stephen Smith was caught flat-footed, but the number 2 in Jeremiah Harriet was making a good run for Antigua Barbuda. But now it's going to be a goal kick for Dominica.
Yeah, and now maybe that's what the Antigua team needed, a goal now, and they will sort of impose themselves on the Dominicans now and actually settle down and pass the ball and just play football.
Well, Keem Thomas traveling as if he's a midfield general, should have really get that ball downfield sooner rather than later, and because he did it later, he sent it into touch. But it's going to be a free kick for Dominica, halfway in Antigua's half, and the cloud seems to be shifting to the west, but more over the Barnes Hill, Cedar Grove area. But it's a free kick for Dominica. Looks like the number 15 sends it low and back heel. And can the Dominicans pull off something here? But Antigua should clear this one. Booted in the air. And Antigua trying to come through. They're appealing for something there. Handball. So it's going to be a free kick for Antigua. Tamale Ziggy Thomas is there. But he leaves now. And who's going to take this free kick? Well, the kick is taken for Antigua and Barbuda. Just approaching the halfway line, finds Tamale Ziggy Thomas, the goal scorer, the captain. He gives it to Keem Thomas. Like I said before, I don't think they're related. One is from All Saints and one is from Grace Green. And Tamale Thomas is from Grace Green and Keem Thomas is from All Saints. And it's with Antigua on the left. Who's that player doing some fancy things over there, but he's been surrounded by 3 shirts, still with Antigua. And the goalkeeper trying to get there. Yes, he gets there now. That's the goalkeeper, Glenson Prince, for Dominica. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua And Barbuda goal coming in the 33rd minute, thanks to the captain, Tamale Ziggy Thomas. Wasn't powerfully
yeah, he guided it home. He guided it home, and that's all. That's all we need. We don't need a powerful shot for it to score. You know, he doesn't need it to be guided in the back of the net. As long as it crosses the line, we'll take it.
So Tamale Ziggy Thomas being well. The save is going to be throwing for Antigua and Barbuda. Looks like the number 2 in Harriet. He's going to take the throw and trying to find Stefan. No, that's Stefan. But it's Antigua going forward. Ziggy Thomas complaining, saying he was held back or something. But he gets the free kick for Antigua and Barbuda. He's checking out his socks or his shin pad. And he's doing a little limping, but just to walk it off. And to walk it off, finds Akeem Thomas. It's the Thomas connection. Tamale Ziggy Thomas changes the play. Sending it from right to left. Antigua's kicking from west to east. Finds the number 14, Eddie Burton, looking for someone to run through, but the goalkeeper gets there first for Dominica as a small aircraft flies overhead going towards the VC Bird International Airport, and pretty soon the new terminal will be opening. They're targeted next month. And from what I've seen so far, well, from what I've seen on television, looks like a beautiful place.
Yeah, definitely. I saw the same pictures you saw.
But it's Dominica trying to score the equalizing goal here. A little back heel. They're displaying some skills here. Dominica put in this Antigua defense under some pressure, but headed by Antigua player. Tamale Ziggy Thomas, he's running hard, but Dominica gets there first. Little pushing and tugging, and there goes the whistle for infringement against Antigua Barbuda on the number 18 in Chad Bertrand. Tamale Ziggy Thomas guilty of infringing Chad Bertrand, so it's a free kick for Dominica. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda. Here comes the free kick inside the 18-yard box, but headed by Antigua. Should the Antigua get there first? Yes. But if he put on some pressure, finds Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who gives it to the man on the left. And he stops and turns and he falls and he's been robbed. That's the Antigua player being robbed by Dominica. And wasted kick there by, looks like, is it number 8 or 18 for Dominica? Yes, Glenworth Elise. And it's with Eddie Burton, who gives it to, I don't know, to the ball girl, trying to find Tamale Ziggy Thomas, but instead his pass was a little bit too hard and it goes into touch. A throw in for Dominica and cleared by Akeem Thomas, goes into the stand. That's the Richard Richardson stand here. And
yeah, that misplaced pass, a misplaced pass like that would come from just lapsing in concentration for a while. You know, you're comfortable on the ball. You know, it's a 6-yard pass. I mean, it happens when you're not concentrating, because you can make a 6-yard pass any day of the week. But so it's so easy that you think, oh, I don't have to put no effort into this, but so you have to.
So it's infringement against Antigua. It's a free kick once again for the Dominicans. They would want to score that equalizing goal. And as we approach the end of the first half here, I'm sure you're hearing the breeze, strong wind in our microphones here. We're on the southern side. Of course, the old commentary box. We're into the 41st minute of play. It's a free kick for Dominica, looking for someone in the 18-yard box, but finds a header for Antigua. And it's going to be a corner for Dominica. Corner will be taken just below the Andy Roberts double-decker stand here. And still 1-0 in favor of
and a trend and a trend that is creeping here in the Antiguan game. We seems like if we're fouling unnecessarily and we're giving away free kicks. Now there's nothing offensively that is happening for this Dominican team, and we're giving them chances. We're allowing them to kick balls.
Here comes the corner. Area. Here comes the corner. The heads are up. The whistle's been blown though. So it's going to be a free kick for Antigua and Barbuda. But Dominicans are not giving up, though. They're still running hard. And Antigua got to be careful. I know we're leading by a goal to 1, but it doesn't mean that we're dominating play. But it's going to be a better second half with the Antiguans changing the direction, going from east to west. But for now, they're going from west to east. Akeem Thomas boots it way upfield and finds the number 4 for Dominic handball there. And he's saying that it was a higher part of the hand, and the referee was right there. So the referee agreeing with him. That's the number 5 player for Dominica, or is it number 6?
Yeah, the number 5, and he's a defender. No, but you can't stop playing. You didn't hear the whistle. You can't stop playing and thinking that the referee was going to blow.
So it's another run again on the left hand. Can he get a goal here? No. Who's that player for Antigua Barbuda?
That's Trevor Harriet. No. He did all the hard work into get past your man, cutting back and coming inside and getting in position. But I guess he was overwhelmed by maybe because he beat the guy so easily. I don't know.
He was impressed by his own moves.
I don't know.
Got carried away. But
but if I'm putting my money on anybody to score that, it would have been him. You know, he can score a goal. A young player, a young and exciting player, and I really like to watch him play though. He can score goals.
So it's talking about Tafon Peter Reds Harriet of the champion team, Parham. And who is older, he or his brother?
I'm not certain.
Because Peter Reds is fairly young. He's about 19. So maybe his brother is younger.
And he's been around for a while. I mean, both of them have been around for a while. But Fatty, I think Fatty, that's what Jeremiah, you call Jeremiah. But he's been around for a while.
So it's Antigua trying to advance once again. And player is down, but infringement. Antigua will win this. Well, it's a free kick. So infringement against Dominica. And time is winding down. Time is winding down before we see the end. We're into the 44th minute. And Melvin James running hard. And sends a nice pass. And it's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda.
No, tell me, how do you go from comfortably having the ball to be defending, and your keeper habits and everything?
Can Antigua score this one? No! Saved there by the goalkeeper, but that should have been a goal. Looks like Peter Reds again.
Yeah.
That should have been a goal.
That was a good save. by the goalie there. He came down and he closed the angle on Peter Reds just now. And I mean, he looked like, it seems as if he tried to go near post instead of far post. But I guess that was good work by the goalkeeper though.
Yes.
That was good work by the goalkeeper.
It was a fast break, so to speak. Caught the
and Stephen Smith picked him out right, and that was the right pass.
So is it the corner with Tamale Ziggy Thomas? It's a corner, yes. Here comes the corner, but not quite cleared by Dominica. Now it's going to be a throw-in.
Yeah, that was Randall Burfin. He didn't get his foot onto that.
So it's a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. Time is winding down. Any minute we will hear the whistle to mark the end of the first half. It's still Antigua Barbuda 1 and Dominica 0.
That should have been 2-0 if you ask me. You know, I mean, that was a chance. I mean, I just hope he don't come back to beat us. I mean, 2-0 going at halftime sounds good. I mean, 1-0 sounds good as well. But you know, a cushion going into the half.
Here comes a throw by Tamale Ziggy Thomas. 1 minute in injury time, so 1 minute remaining. Can Antigua score that goal to make it 2-0? 1 minute remaining. A shot at goal by Tamale Ziggy Thomas, missing the near post, and it's going to be a goal kick for Dominica.
Yeah, you need to be passing for the angle. You still had the big boys in there, in Thomas and Stevens in there, still waiting for a cross.
So the Dominicans running hard, and shield there by the tall, lanky Akeem Thomas. 2 players are warming up for Antigua and Barbuda. I guess we're going to see some changes come the second half because it's a friendly, so we can play, 7 substitutes? So 6. Right, so let's see. Nice to see some new faces and some new players. And the guys will be playing for their places. You know, we still have the Brits to return. Don't know how many. But it's Dominica. Any minute now we hear the whistle, and he's offside. Yes, the Dominican player is caught in an offside position. And it's going to be a free kick for Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah, and now is when now is where concentration should be at its highest. You know, it's coming to the end of the half. You know, you believe that you're comfortably ahead 1-0 going into the half. Hey, you keep concentrating. You keep concentrating because things will happen.
The two players are down there. Is it Tamale Ziggy Thomas and another player for Dominica?
Yeah, that seems like a collision.
Yes.
Both of them went for the ball in the air. So
I find this minute to be extra long. The fourth official put up the minute maybe 2 minutes ago. But the referee now looks at his timepiece, and I guess after the ball is kicked, we'll hear the whistle to mark the end of the first half here this evening at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. Come on. So Dominicans, there goes the whistle because the Dominican was taking his own sweet time. So the referee just decided to blow the whistle to mark the end of the first half here. It's a friendly international between the Bennett boys, Antigua Barbuda, and Dominica. It's 1-0 in favor of Antigua. The goal coming in the 33rd minute, thanks to the captain, Tamale Ziggy Thomas. And we'll hear his views on the first half. Terry Andrew.
well, the Antigua don't really. I mean, it was a good half. It was a good half. I mean, you get a goal. It's always good to score goals. You could have had a few more, and I mean, the goalkeeper made saves, and Malvin James made some saves as well. Could have been a different scoreline at the half, but all in all, it was an okay game. But for me, I mean, against teams like Dominica and all that, I'm not saying that we should not give them their respect, because of course they work as hard as any other team in the Caribbean. But we should be imposing our passing game on them. I think we've moved to a point where we are passing and moving a little more than before, and I think for the first 30-35 minutes of that game, the Benner boys were playing like the Dominicans. They were kicking and chasing. They were running behind. The passes were scrappy. We weren't putting consecutive passes together. But I mean, it all goes well when you score a goal. It does, because they actually calm down and they actually start passing and they start doing the things that a spectator or a fan of football would love to see. But I mean, going into the half 1-0, I mean, you can only do go in and work on the bad that you do in the first half, and come out second half and do better.
Well, it's 1-0 at halftime. Antigua Barbuda, 1-0 over Dominica. We will return in another 10 minutes or so to bring you live coverage of the second half. Until that time, it's back over to Master Control. Yeah, we're going to count down from 10 and then you can join us, okay? The team's already out, so we're going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the Antigua Recreation Grounds. Both teams already on the playing area, on the field. Of course, they have switched around, and it seems like they will be making a few substitutions. See 2 players here for Dominica and about 3 Antiguans here. So let's see who will be going on and who will be coming off for the Dominicans. The 4th official is there in Brian Willett, and he just gave something to the coach, the Dominica coach. And there goes my quencher. And so we're just waiting for things to get sorted out here.
Yeah, and from seeing who is not on the field, but we'll wait for the substitution.
So number 4 is coming on for Antigua.
Yeah, and it seems as if Jeremiah Harriet is off.
So that's Karanja Mack,
Yeah,
and
Karanja
Harriet is off.
And Rondolph Burton is off, and Avia Christian is on.
Another substitution for the Bengal. Exiting number 7.
And Eugene Curran is coming on for Stephen Smith.
So we made some substitutions, and Dominica will be doing the same thing. And, well, we've been told we can make as much as 6 substitutions because it's friendly international. And just to get some look at some new players, so to speak. That's the coach in Peter Novak, and glad to know that Coach Dibble Williams is back on the bench. He was missing last Sunday, but he's back on the bench. Dominica, the number 7 is going on now for Dominica in Julian Wade, 7 and 11, 7-11. So Wade is coming on, and also number 11 in Travis Joseph. And I guess the players who were substituted didn't go onto the field, did they?
No.
So
they didn't come back on the second half.
So we're just waiting for the whistle to be blown to mark the start of the second half. It's 1-0 in favor. There goes the whistle. It's 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda. So it's both teams have switched around, and infringement against Antigua Barbuda. The crowd has built up a little bit on the Andy Roberts stand and the bleachers and the Richie Richardson stand. Quite not much on the double-decker, but it's football action. The next game will be on next Saturday. Antigua Barbuda versus the British Virgin Islands. Dominica advancing. Can he get around? And he had to retreat, get a little help, and Antigua should clear this one. And it's with Dominica once again trying to go forward. Number 11 wanted to substitute, but Karanja Mack is there. He's also substitute, but the Dominican player again, well, Karanja Mack runs hard, finds his captain in Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who gives it to, is that Harriet? But Antigua, no, he slides and cleared by Peltier, I believe, for Dominica. But it's with Antigua. Looks like Peter Reds now. He gives it to his captain, Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who is trying to tread the needle, but not hitting it hard enough. And he should get there first. And yes, the Dominican is there, a little pushing and tugging, and infringement on Tamale Ziggy Thomas. So it's going to be a free kick for Dominica. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda, the Benner boys. Dominica advancing and looking for the number 11 to substitute, but a little bit too hard. And it's just Shields there, Karanja Maka. He's fresh, he just came on. So he just shields the ball, and the ball runs over the goal line for a goal kick for Antigua Barbuda. And of course, Malvin James, he plays for the championship club in Assets Arcade, Parham. Don't know if they had their victory party, but Antigua trying to get around. Antigua trying to get around. No, he's blocked there at the Dominican and cleared, but not too far. Finds, looks like, is it?
Christian, that's Avia Christian. He's one of the substitutes that came on.
Okay. So is the leading scorer? Is he? That's him there warming up?
Yeah, that is.
He plays for Jennings Grenades. And
Raheem Henry.
Raheem Henry. So let's see, he's wearing the number 9. He will wear the number 9, usually worn by Peter Reds. But Peter Reds is not wearing the number 9 this time. He's wearing Sweet 16, a number made famous by, of course, Sprocket Roberts first, and then Peter Byers. Yes, Sprocket wore the number 16 for Antigua Barbuda, then Peter Byers. But it's a free kick for Antigua and Barbuda. The whistle's been blown again to start over. And Akeem Thomas kicks it down and finds Karanja Mack, the number 4. He's fresh, looking for a little 1-2, but a little bit too hard. And who is that player who kicked it a little bit too hard?
Yeah, that was Eugene Kerwin, and he had time. He had time as well to send Karanja Mack on a run down to the flank, but he just misplaced the pass. And these are the little things that I think the coach will be looking for, you know, into finding the best blend. You know, as in who would work well with who in different positions.
So the throw taken by Antigua Barbuda. Can this player get off? Can he get a shot? Can he get a shot off? Can he get a shot off? No, saved by the goalkeeper. Saved by the goalkeeper for Dominica in Glenson Prince. But it was a good move by the player there for Antigua Barbuda.
Yeah, Javan Stevens. And that's what I like with him, Kenny. He works overtime. You know, they're strikers that would in that area and not challenging defenders. But this kid, 16 years of age, he starts the defense for the Antiguan team, and that's one of the things that he brings to the national setup here.
So the future looks bright. 16-year-old up front in Javon Stevens, and he scored last week, right?
Yeah, and he scored the first goal last week against USVI.
So it's Antigua advancing again. Ziggy Thomas looking for Kerwin. No, but a little bit too hard. We're hitting the balls a little bit too hard. Just a gentle touch, and you know, if you do it the right way, it will curl back to the on-rushing player who is running down on the left flank. And as we get a shot of the folks over there in the bleachers, waiting to see that next goal. It's 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda. Early days in the second half. Next week, Saturday, we'll take on the BVI, the British Virgin Islands. Not Sunday, but next Saturday, right here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. Kickoff time, 6 p.m. Sunday? Okay, you change it on me now. Okay, I was told the 21st. So it's Sunday, and it's going to be the 22nd. But the West Indies will be playing on the 21st. And we finally made it to the, thanks to the UAE. Mr. Gibson is clapping. Thanks to the United Arab Emirates. And here comes the throw-in. We'll get back to the cricket. Here comes the football action here. And cleared, but the whistle's been blown. But did you watch the game?
Yeah, I started and
fell asleep.
Yeah, we started. no, not really, because it started at like 6 o'clock. So I started watching it, but when we picked up, I think we had them like 40 something for 5 or something like
46 for 6.
Somewhere around there. I'm like, okay, we have this in the bag.
Yes.
And then I checked back after an hour, and I think they were
same 6.
100 and something. I'm like, no way. Don't tell me we allow them to get back into this.
Well, it's football here at the Antigua Recreation Ground. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda, captain Ziggy Thomas. And, well, they're lucky to get it back. And here goes the whistle now. The player is down for Dominica. Looks like the number 16 player in Harriet. In Finch. So it's going to be a free kick for Dominica. But I think for the next match, and we should make some changes, 2 changes at least. I think Dwayne Smith should be dropped for Chris Gale if his back is okay. And I'll drop Rochon so he's not bowling anything. So, might sound as if I have something against the Bajans, but they're just not playing any cricket at this present moment. Dominica plays down, but Dominica in possession, and booted is going to be a corner or a goal kick. It's going to be a goal kick for Antigua Barbuda. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda, and we're into the 8th minute of the second half here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. Still 1-0. Here comes the goal kick by Marvin James. And the heads are up. And the keeper should get there. No. Is it going to be a penalty? Is it going to be a penalty? Is it going to be a penalty? Or is it diving? Oh, is guilty of diving. That's the number 7. And Eugene Kerwan.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not sure. I mean, it happened quickly, but he couldn't. I don't think he could have catch the ball, and at the same time he tried to buy a foul there. But I'm not sure though. I'm not sure.
Well, if he couldn't catch the ball,
yeah.
then he's active.
Yeah. And
so the referee did the right thing,
but
I guess.
the goalkeeper came. He came as well, and
because the goalkeeper couldn't get the ball either.
So I'm not certain if he got that one right just now, but.
Well, you're not missing anything. Play is there. The goalkeeper is fixing his socks. His shin pad is everything. And the referee, his hand is up. His left hand is up. And he tells the goalkeeper to put down the ball and kick it because it was an infringement. And against Eugene Kerwan, who got a yellow card in the meantime. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda, the Benner boys. Here comes a free kick for Dominica, booted way in the air, headed, but straight to Karanja Mack, who gives it back. Excuse me, but missed kick there by the Dominican player. Antigua should get there, but is Dominica now in possession. What are they going to do? Trying to advance. Goalkeeper should get there first. That's Marvin James. He collects. He boots it downfield, looking for Kerwan, but no. He finds the ball girl, who will retrieve, but it's a play. It's throw taken quickly. Dominica trying to advance, and well, infringement. Oh no, right. I'm watching 2 lines there. We've got some black lines or green lines and some white lines. So I guess the ball went over the white lines. And here goes the whistle again. Infringement. Free kick for Antigua Barbuda. Taken quickly. Finds Tamale Ziggy Thomas. He's looking for Kerwan, number 7. He got some fresh legs. Sends across it. Can somebody capitalize on this one? Is that... no, he's robbed. Is Etty Burton still out there?
No. He got subbed.
So Burton and Harriet is... or Smith. So Randall Burton and Stephen Smith is off. And we have Eugene and Harriet. So 3 substitutes so far. So we have Eugene Kerwan is on. Who else came on?
Avia Christian. That's the midfielder.
Avia Christian is
he played,
on.
Yeah, he played for Erlings in the early part of the season, but he went back to the Berta. And we had Stephen Smith off, and we had Eugene on, and Eddie off, Randall Burton off, and Harriet off. So we had
3.
Yeah. And Karanja
Mack is on also, yes. So it's Antigua put in the Dominica defense under some pressure and wins a corner. It's a corner for Antigua. That was the number 15 player. Doing some hard work. He lost to Robinson. Nice to see him back in the Antigua setup. Last Blue Boy Robinson. Boy Blue. Okay. What's the difference between Boy Blue and Blue Boy?
Yeah.
So it's Dominica trying to get out, but should go as far as Tamale Ziggy Thomas. Sends it across on the left flank. Finds Kerwin, but he can't control, but he gets there. He's still in possession, but he put on some pressure, a little pull in there, but he gives it to Karanja Mack, and he gets there, no, a little bit too hard. Karanja Mack not getting that one, and 2 balls on the field, but it's still 1-0 in favor of Antigua. The Dominicans trying their very best to score that equalizing goal, but Antigua not giving up. They're putting on the pressure. Putting on the pressure on Dominica. Players down, but the referee says play on. Dominica advancing. And what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Now this looks like a strong tackle this time. And who is that player? The number 5 player for Antigua, Jamoy Stevens. Getting a yellow card. So we've seen 2 yellow cards in 5 minutes. Kerwin getting one for diving or acting, and now for a strong tackle.
Yeah,
it's Jamoy Stevens.
Yeah. And that looked like just frustration right there, because I mean, I think they believe that they should have gotten a foul earlier at half line with the younger Stevens there, and with the older Stevens.
So we have 2 Stevens here.
They had to be.
Are they twin? Jamali and Jamoy?
No. Are they brothers? Are they brothers?
Oh, we have 3 Stevens here.
Yeah.
Do you have a Javon, Jamoy, and all J? All brothers.
All brothers. Yeah, but I think the forward, he's the younger brother. That's Javon.
Number 10.
Yeah.
He's the younger one.
He's the younger brother.
So we have 3 Stevens, 2 Harriet, 2 Thomases. Let me make sure. Here comes the free kick with Dominica inside the box, but too soft. They're appealing for something, I don't know, but Antigua should clear this one. And boot it way downfield. And he would have been offside, but it's back to Dominica. Dominica trying to advance. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda over Dominica. Dominica in possession. Trying to find his speedsters up front, but the flag is up for offside. Yes, the referee assistant just below us here waves his flag, and another strong tackle there. But player is down. Is he going to get up? Is he going to get up? No, but Dominica's still in possession. Dominica's still in possession. And the player is still down for Dominica. But Dominica's still in possession, and wins a throw-in, is it? Yes.
Yeah, no, just know, I mean, and this is my opinion, just know, we were just on the pressure from the Dominicans just now. I mean, it wasn't offside. He decided to play quick or what's not. I think Malvin just rolled it out there with pressure still on us. No, I mean, we could have punted to the half line, way up above here, or we could have come wide or something. I didn't think that was the best option we tried here. So eventually, the ball ended up going against us.
So it's another substitution. 6 is going on for Dominica. And who is 6 and 15, is it?
Yeah, that's 15 coming off and 16 going on.
16 is Scotty Phillip. I thought I saw 6.
Yeah, 6 is going on.
Yeah, Kervin Lawrence, and 15 came off, or 6? Yes, Sidney Lockhart, because 16 is on the bench. So it's 6 replacing 15 for Dominica, and Sidney Lockhart is off, and Kervin Lawrence is on. And it's with Eugene Kerwin, who finds Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who sends it downfield looking for the young speedster there. But the keeper should get there. Can they control it? No. It's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. The number 5 can control it. Currently McKenzie for Dominica. So it's going to be another substitution. 10 is coming off and 9 is going on for Antigua. Javoy Stevens and Raheem Henry, the leading goal scorer. Did he play last week?
Yeah, he actually started last week, and that's what I was trying to explain earlier. That they went with Stephen Smith starting this week instead of Henry.
So let's see. He's the leader of the throw taken quickly. Smith, the Henry was getting a shot from Karanja Mack because it's going to be a throw-in. He was hitting that one from way downfield. I saw a beautiful goal yesterday. I think it was Queen's Park Rangers in the English Premier League.
Oh, the Swansea game. The Swansea game. Yeah, I think it was
Swansea.
I think it was a Swansea goal against QPR. But QPR eventually won though.
Crystal Palace. Yes, guys, Eugene Kerwin doing some fancy footworks there, but intercepted by Dominica, and Antigua in possession. Oh no, who is that? The number 15, is it, or number 5?
Number 5, that's Jamari Stevens.
Jamari Stevens going for power, going for glory, and just hitting it way into the bleachers, huh?
Yeah, but earlier, and that's Eugene, and that's his. I think that's his forte there. You know, he can take on defenders, and he can use his speed to get around you.
So it's still 1-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda, and the Dominican players in fringe. Looks like the number 11 for Dominica, Chavis Joseph. And let me say good evening to the folks listening via streaming. ABFA, is it ABFA.com?
AntiguaFootball.com,
ABFA
TV.
ABFA TV, so we're streaming and we're also live on ABS radio. It's football action. International friendly, as both teams will be preparing for World Cup qualifiers. World Cup is in 2018, so we have 3 more years. So Antigua Barbuda will be playing their first qualifying match home and away against St. Lucia. I think we play here on the 12th of June, and then we travel to St. Lucia and play them 4 days after, something like that. But it's going to be a throw-in for Dominica. Here comes the throw inside the 18-yard box. The heads are up, and it's going to look like a corner this time around for Dominica. They're trying their very best to score that equalizing goal. You see the car in the background. That's a raffle being put on by the Antigua Barbuda Football Association, and I guess it will be drawn around that same time when we take on St. Lucia here. But here comes the corner for Dominica. The heads are up, and it's going to be what? Antigua's ball. Going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda. The better boys are warming up just to be lost here. And we've made 3 substitutions so far, so we have 3 more to go. But Dominica intercepts, running forward. Dominica going forward, advancing, playing some 1-2. A shot at goal, but pass in the far post. No problem here for Marvin James, who is just talking to his defense and telling them what they should have done and what not to do, and so on and so forth. I like to see the keepers talking to his players. You know, we have some keepers who don't talk at all.
Yeah, and he does that the best of what we have here in Antigua. I mean, he has a commanding presence of his defense and his defensive line, and any defender would like to play with a goalkeeper like that. That will let you know where you are, you know what I mean. Just kind of being aware and just not sitting behind there, because you're the last defender.
So it's Antigua Barbuda trying to score that second goal and have that cushion. But the Dominicans are defending well. It's Tamale Ziggy Thomas. What is he going to do? He hits it straight onto the Dominica player. And he's been put under some pressure. It's going to be a throw-in for Dominica. But back in the day when Reptile Anthony was goalkeeping for Paramount Antigua, man, you thought he was commentating. Because his mouth is always going, talking to his defenders and so on and so forth, and that's good. But
yeah, and that keeps them alert as well. That keeps them a part of the game, even if you're not getting enough action behind there that you would like.
Can Antigua get around this one? Can Antigua get around this one? And the player just gives up. I guess he didn't know, and the keeper hesitated to touch, saving the corner. Get a round of applause. That's the Glenson Prince in the upright for Dominica.
Yeah,
saying good evening.
Smart move.
Yes, instead of giving up a corner, he'd prefer to give up a throw. Who wouldn't do that? So here comes well, not a corner now, but they're appealing for something, but they're still with Antigua. Cleared now by Dominica, but finds Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who sends it to the man on the left, which should be Kerwin. Eugene Kerwin wearing the number 7 jersey. He gets around, sends a cross in. Who's there? Oh, I don't know what was that. That's the leading goal scorer, right?
Yeah, and that's how he would score his goals. You know, the ball will come across the box there and find him anywhere around that area. I mean, he won't shoot the spectacular 18 yards and 20 yard shot, but in the area there, that's his area, and that's how he scored majority of his goals. So, but I don't know, he wasn't alert enough, and as a forward in that position, you should be the most alert.
You're not missing any football, folks. The goalkeeper is down. He's being attended to. But I'm saying, was it a shot or it was a pass?
No, I think the player behind of him that was coming on to it had a better chance.
Right.
But he probably didn't say anything, and he thought that he was alone. And as a striker in that area there, and you find yourself open, you you have the ball. I guess you're wondering, really, why am I open in this area of the field? But first of all, it was a great move by Eugene Kerwin there, taking on his players. And if he can cross majority of the time, he will be such a great player. But it's not all the time he gets there that he crossed it, and that was part of his game that he has to work on. But since he's been in here so far, he's put the ball inside there twice. I mean, evaded some of his own players at first, but that one was point blank, and Henry should have done much better with that.
Well, the ball seems to caught him a little bit high, so it was a high kick volley, so to speak.
Yeah, and even if I think he set it up. He tried to set it up for himself, and I guess his first touch was terrible, and he lost it. The other player should have called him off because he was actually coming on to him instead of Henry's having to go back and then control and come forward in an area like that.
So it's going to be a throw-in for Dominica, still 1-0 in the second half. The number 2 takes the throw for Dominica, and cleared. That's Algin Lawrence. And it's another throw-in for Dominica. Same number 2. Lawrence finds the number 11, but booted into touch for a throw-in for Antigua Barbuda. I mean, for Dominica. We're trying to figure
68, I think 68 minutes of play. 69.
All right. We're trying to use this. So we're into the 14th minute or the 15th minute of play. In the second half, it's still Antigua Barbuda 1 and Dominica 0. So, goal kick taken by Malvin James, but it's a bad kick, and don't know if he's injured. He's holding his knees. That's Malvin James.
Yeah, he seemed to be kicked the ground just now.
Yes, but he's a strong lad. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda, the better boys over Dominica. Bad pass here, finds the number 11 for Dominica though. And Dominica advancing. He's been put under some pressure and sends a cross in, but cleared by Karanja Mack. And Dominica gets there first. Booted way downfield by Akeem Leppy Thomas. And headed by the Dominican player, another header. And Akeem Thomas with the long legs, and he's still there. Well, he's been robbed. Booted downfield by Dominica, but Antigua should get there. And he's trying to go forward. No, they're just playing sloppy football. Finds Akeem Thomas. Finds the number 16. Finds the number 15 for Antigua Barbuda, looking for the man on the right. Is that Peter Reds? He controlled, he chested down, but the Dominican player gets there and robbed him. And there goes the whistle. Infringement against Antigua Barbuda. So it's going to be a free kick for Dominica. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah, the way the game is going at this point, you can't tell which team has the advantage. Which team is up 1 from which team is down, because there's no control. It seems as if they've gone back into the same mood as in playing like the Dominicans.
So Tamale Ziggy Thomas tried to steal one, but didn't. So Antigua will be making another substitution, and who number 12 is going on for Antigua and Barbuda. That's Jamali Stevens, and the number 3, Mari Daniel, is coming off. So another Stevens
Yeah, and
Go.
this is another young player. I think he's 17 years old. He plays centre back for Hoppers in the Premier League as well. And,
So who am I? We Daniel plays for?
yeah, Hoppers as well. Hoppers as well.
So it's Hoppers playing Dominica today. Because Tamale Ziggy Thomas, he's out there and he's the captain. But it's a fairly good game. It's 1-0, so it's not a blowout. But the Dominicans want to score that equalizing goal. And somebody did some fancy footwork, so there he's being brought down by the Dominican player. We're going to try and put, looks like number 10.
That was Peter Reds.
It's Peter Reds?
Yeah, and these are the things that you do in your backyard, and it would work.
Uh-huh.
And the great players would actually bring them out on the field. But I mean, that's just something for the crowd to cheer about.
Peter Reds is a very skillful player.
Yeah, he is, and he's not afraid, and that's one thing that you like younger players for. You know, that they bring no fear to the game. You know, and no matter how big the situation is, they actually show up.
So Dominica, well, Jetlock there heading it back to his goalkeeper in Glenson Prince. And I think number 5, that is, Courtney McKenzie. Just airborne, finds the head of Karanja Mack, finds the head of the number 11 for Dominica, finds 17, he's infringed. Well, infringement against Dominica. Free kick for Antigua and Barbuda, finds Karanja Mack, finds Tamale Ziggy Thomas. What is he going to do? Send it downfield, but finds the Dominican player. Dominica has it now. Can they go forward? Can they go forward nicely? Can he get there? Yes, and booted into touch. Looks like the number 6 player. Or is it number 5? Number 5 player in Jamal Stephens booted it into touch. A throw in by the number 2 for Dominica. Player falls down in the process. Antigua should get out of this one. And can he get you here? 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 The keeper gets there ahead of the leading goal scorer in Henry. That's Rakeem Henry. But it wasn't a bad move there. But the keeper is well alert. The keeper is having a fairly good game here for Dominica.
Yeah, and that was fairly good defending as well. Because the number, is it the number 5? The dreadlock player.
Yeah,
the dreadlock player. I mean, he thought that he could shield it, and
Courtney McKenzie.
And he actually did.
So it's a throw in for Antigua and Barbuda, and the ball missing about 3 players there. But it's still with Antigua, but the Dominicans are putting on the pressure. Antigua running hard, and he gives it back to his goalkeeper in Malvin James to settle things down. And Malvin James looking for Karanja Mack. Karanja Mack gets there in time. He's on the left flank. He boots it further downfield, but this player will be caught in the offside position. And Tamale Ziggy Thomas, he was offside since 5 o'clock. And
yeah, but it was a good one because that's where the space is.
so another substitution. 9 is coming off and 10 is going on for Dominica. The number 9 is Randolph Peltier and the number 10 is Mitchell Joseph. So 9 is coming off, Randolph Peltier, and number 10 is on for Dominica, Mitchell Joseph. And it's with Tamale Ziggy Thomas now for Antigua. Got Kerwin on the left. Kenny sends another good cross in. This time he gives it back to Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who sends it further infield. And finds, looks like the number 5, is it? Or 15. But bad pass there, cleared by Dominica. And the Dreadlock running hard. Finds Akeem Thomas, who boots it downfield, straight to a Dominica player. Dominica in possession, just crossing the center line now. And trying to advance. And he'll want to, but Akeem Thomas should get there first. And he gives it to the Dreadlock for Antigua, who cuts inside, but a little bit too hard. But still with Antigua. Dominica trying their very best to steal. The Dreadlock is working overtime. And he sends it downfield. Finds, is it Peter Reds? And, well, the Rakeem, is it? But it's intercepted by Dominica. But back to Akeem Thomas, who boots it way downfield. And the Dreadlock for Dominica should get there. And what is he going to do? Well, he gets around his, well, the flag goes up. He thought he had control it, but the referee assistant on the northern side, which is the right flank, so to speak, for Antigua. Antigua is kicking from east to west. It's going to be a throw-in this time for Antigua. Who's the dreadlock there?
That's
Is it
Jamali. That's Jamali Stevens.
Stevens. So he's another substitute, one of the Stevens brothers. And he's going to do a long throw. Well, inside the 18-yard box. The dreadlock goes up first for Dominica. Tamale Ziggy Thomas going up and booted into touch.
Okay, I saw the intent there. The intent the intent there was to hit it on the drop before he jumped. But the technique was way off though. The technique was way off. That was Avia Christian.
Avia Christian looking for a one-timer, but sending it well, the flag goes up well, ball went into touch, or is it infringement? Yes, infringement against Antigua. Free kick for Dominica, taken quickly. And can they control this one? Two players are down and cleared. It's going to be a throw-in for Dominica once again. And it's a throw taken quickly. It sends a cross in. Can somebody get onto this? Cleared. And almost a goal there for Dominica. But Tamale Ziggy Thomas finds his Kerwin. But, well, Dominica should win this one. Antigua steals. And Antigua should get away now. Tamale Ziggy Thomas, no, trying to use the side foot. But hitting it into touch is going to be a throw-in for Dominica. Well, you can figure out that timepiece there. So, we...
Oh, that's 78. That's the 78 minute. That's the 78 minute. Sometimes you gotta use some math. Sometimes you gotta use a little math quickly though. Yeah. So that's a 78 minute.
I really don't do math on a Sunday. So it's gotta be Dominica gives it back to his goalkeeper, which been put under some pressure, but he gets it downfield, finds the chest of Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who gives it to, can Kerwin get there now? He gets there. What is he going to do? So, comes back here, sends a shot at goal. Partially saved. A good move there by Kerwin, and the flag is up for what? Offside? Or infringement? But it was a good move by Eugene Kerwin, cutting inside, going on as if he was going to take send the cross in, but instead he dummies his man and then get off a shot, changing it from the left foot to the right foot and getting on a shot. But a goalkeeper who has been having a good game all evening for Dominica, saving the day one more time.
Yeah, and for me, I think
he should have crossed it.
No, okay. If he didn't cross it, which he ended up on his right foot with a clear shot.
Should have gone for the far corner.
Yeah, he should have gone for the far corner. And as you said, the goalkeeper got down well at his near post and made a really good save. But to test him from that distance there, I think you can drive it at the far post, and let's see what he does.
Well, it's still 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda, and it's going to be another goal kick for Dominica. So, last week we defeated the USVI 2-0. Dominica, a stronger opponent. And will we see that second goal for Antigua Barbuda, or will the Dominicans score the equalized goal here this evening? So, it's a free kick once again for Dominica. The Jetlock is running back onto the field. That's the number 5 in Courtney McKenzie. Got hit during the little scramble down there, the goal mode scramble. And for the infringement, yes. And the crowd not too pleased with the call, but it says it's infringement against Eugene Kerwin.
Yeah, these things happen. I mean, players, he's only human. He's only human. Players, referees, we all make mistakes sometimes.
But Kerwin seems to have some good speed. He's looking good on the left flank. It's good to see him.
Yeah, he is a nippy player. He is a nippy player, and he can get behind defenses.
So a little handball there, but no problem for the referee. So he didn't blow the whistle. But his play continues now. Dominica booting this one downfield, should find Akeem Thomas, but he didn't control. So it's going to be a throw-in for Dominica on their left flank. And the throw taken quickly, but finds the head of Antiguan player, who finds Tamale Ziggy Thomas, who looking for Eugene Kerwin, a strong tackle there. And, well, Eugene Kerwin, what is he going to do this time? Cuts inside, sets a shot at goal, and the goalkeeper not controlling, but it was a good move again by Eugene Kerwin, and the folks in the stand here at the Richard Richardson stand, they're enjoying it. Eugene Kerwin seems to be putting on a show.
Yeah, and as I said before, if he's not crossing it, he's working for a shot for himself. And I mean, he gave us 2 crosses before, and a while ago on the break, yeah, there were guys moving into the 6-yard area there where they were expecting a pass, but he's keeping the defenders guessing though, and that's always good.
Here comes a throw by Karanjamak. The goalkeeper punches, and he punches it back to Karanjamak, who sends a right-footed shot in, and booted way in the air. Gonna be a corner for Antigua and Barbuda. But how old is Eugene Kerwin? 23? He's young, 21. Somebody's saying 21, so it's a youngster. Looking good. We have some youngsters, because Raheem Henry's also a youngster. 23, Peter Reds, 19, 20.
Yeah, and you're looking to see them go far.
Javon Stevens is 16. So here comes a corner for Antigua Barbuda, taken by Tamale Ziggy Thomas, but and the whistle's being blown for, I guess, infringement. So it's going to be a free kick for Dominica. Free kick coming in for Dominica, still 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda. Don't know if Snarry Christian is listening to us over there in New York City. But good evening to the folks in New York, Bronx, Brooklyn. That's where most Antiguans are. The Bronx are in Brooklyn. Some are in Long Island, some are in Queens. 1 or 2 in Manhattan, the city. But it's Dominica trying to, well, no, bad kick there. No problem here for Marvin James. So it's going to be a goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda. We've been to Dominica before, Terry?
No, I haven't. I mean, passed to the airport, but that don't count.
Well, you need to go to Dominica. It's a lovely place, beautiful. Nature at its very best. That's why they call it the Nature Island, the Caribbean. And it's Dominica trying to score that equalizing goal here this evening, but Antigua, and here goes the whistle again. So infringement, it looks like it's raining, and Dominica gets a lot of rain also because of the hills. It's very mountainous.
So this type of weather is a daytime weather.
Yes, they're accustomed to rain, especially when it's carnival time, which is February. Shot at goal for Dominica, but partially blocked and cleared now for Antigua. Finds it at Peter Reds. Looking for Karanjamak, is it?
No, that's Lawson.
Lawson Robinson pushing and tugging and booted it to touch. So he's going to be throwing for Antigua and Barbuda. It's raining here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds, but it's not raining cats and dogs. It's raining maybe
drizzling. Just a drizzle.
Trying to find some other animal term, you know, it's a cats and dogs. So maybe rats. In other words, it's not raining heavily. So, for a little 1-2, can he squeeze through? No. So Dominica should clear this one. A bad kick. It's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. Another substitution. Dominica, the number 20 is coming off, and number 16 is going on. The number 20 is Justin Prince, and the number 16 is Scotty Phillips. Scotty Phillips is coming on, and Justin Prince is going off. So don't know if Prince is related to the goalkeeper. Have 2 Princes. Sydney, that's not Sydney, but the Prince is just going on there.
Justice Prince.
So Hubert Prince. Okay. So it's 3 Princes. Glenson Prince, Jocelyn Prince, and Hubert Prince for Dominica. And we have Scotty Phillip and Malian Phillip also for Dominica. And Algin Lawrence and Kervin Lawrence and Malcolm Joseph and Travis Joseph and Mitchell Joseph. So, sounds like families. But it's Karanja Mack looking for Eugene Kerwin. Wet conditions here. He sends a cross in, but not quite cleared. Tamale Ziggy Thomas didn't get there, but booted downfield. And Kenakeem Thomas, he leaves for Robinson, is it? And finds one of the Stevens, but it's with Antigua. And it finds Karanja Mack. He's on the left. He gives it back to Robinson, is it? Stevens. So Robinson is wearing what now? Longson Robinson. 15. So getting the 15 and the 5. So the flag is up for offside. So it's going to be another free kick for Dominica. They're running out of time here. Still 1-0 in favor of Antigua and Barbuda. Rain is still coming, but not powerful, not hard rain. And just giving the outfield a fresh look. And it's Antigua going down. Looking for Kerwin, but booted into touch by the number 2 player for Dominica and Algin Lawrence. Still 1-0. It's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. Karanja Mack takes the throw. Finds his captain Tamale Ziggy Thomas. He's been put under some pressure. Can't control. It's going to be a throw-in now for Dominica. Usually the number 2. He's been doing the throws up this side. A little high kick there, but no whistle. Here comes the leading goal scorer in Raheem Henry for Antigua and Barbuda. Sends it inside, looking for Tamale Ziggy Thomas, but a little bit too hard. And it goes over the goal line for a goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda. I must tell you though that Tamale Ziggy Thomas looks like he's a fit man. Yeah,
I know, and he's playing the role here like a general, a midfield general, a forward, a wingman, defensive midfielder. Yeah, I mean, and he's doing the hard work. He's doing the hard work all over the field. And I mean, that's one of his role in the Hoppers team this year. You know, he did it all. He was a jack of all trades in that Hoppers team, and he's transferring here to the national team.
Well, he's a captain. I'm sure he's probably the oldest player on the team. Also, he's about 31.
Yeah, and he got the it seems as if they gave him the license to roam and make things happen for the team.
So the Jedlock McKenzie trying to get the ball out of danger zone, but didn't go too far. But it's with Dominica once again advancing. Got a 4-on-4 situation there, cleared. But this one should go to Malvin James, and no problem here for Malvin James in goal. Now he throws it out to Stevens, but bad throw on the part of Malvin James. We can't blame the player for that.
But it's a wet surface though, and when you skid it that way, it would.
So who's coming on for 19? Is it? 16 is coming off for Antigua and Barbuda.
That's Javon Harriet coming off, and number 19.
19 is Samuel Semper.
Yeah, and this is another young player. This is another young player as well, from Five Islands.
Okay. So nice to see the coach giving the youngsters a few runs here. So Tefon Harriet is coming off. Peter Reds, 5 minutes of added time.
Yeah, that's the added time.
Added time, extra time, overtime. So 5 minutes, yes, 5 minutes of added time, overtime, extra time. Can Dominica score that equalizing goal in this 5 minutes, or will Antigua score another goal to make it 2-0? But booted way downfield, a little bit too hard. Maybe Usain Bolt would have got there, but no. I don't think that player on the right flank could have run that one down. But it's a throw-in for Dominica, but Antigua is in possession now. Antigua steals, but can Tamale Ziggy Thomas come away with something special? Looking, 2 straight A little bit too straight. Good intention, but a little bit too straight and maybe a little bit too hard. It went straight to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and something like that would come from playing together, playing with him, knowing where that player would like that ball, and knowing where Ziggy would have wanted him to go. And that's just a part of it. You know, they're a bunch of young players coming into the national setup, and they're just learning the ropes of how Ziggy would want you to go on with him on the 18, and he trying to play a ball to you onto goal. He would like you to go to goal instead of going wide. And these things come with playing together, and it's showing here that they haven't been spending much time together.
Well, that's why we're playing some friendlies.
Yeah, and get them acquainted with what it is here. So on the long term, you understand. You understand it long term, but in games like this, you're going to see mistakes of two players not being on the same page. Like a guy would overhit a ball for certain players, you know, not up to the speed with him, and these things happen.
So it's still 1-0. We're into added time. It'll be maybe a minute gone into that extra time of 5 minutes. So it's still 1-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda. Infringement against Antigua Barbuda. It's going to be a free kick for Dominica. They're going to score that equalizing goal, or will the score remain the same as is? 1-0 in favor of Antigua Barbuda. So here comes the free kick for Dominica, headed by Stevens, booted into touch by Dominican player, so it's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. So Dominica trying their very best to not make Antigua score the second goal, and they're trying their very best to score the equalizing goal, but they're running out of time. We're into injury time. Back heel there by Tamale Ziggy Thomas, but another bad pass there by the Antiguan player. But finds Stevens, one of the substitutes in Jamali Stevens, and a player for Antigua is offside once again. That's Raheem Henry caught in an offside position. So,
I mean, the game has been hard to watch at times, but I mean, now is where like concentration comes in. You know, you felt like if you've played 90 minutes and you know you're into extra time now, you know, some slip, a bad pass here, a bad pass there, a miskick here, a miskick there. I mean, can get Dominica back in the game. The Benner boys allowed them to stick around. You know, when they had chances to put them away and have a cushion here for in times like these. Now, when they're pushing towards you, they sometimes I mean the pressure gets to you at times. But let's hope that it will see this out. I mean, 1-0 sounds good.
well, they're trying to get that second goal here. Can he create something here? Oh no, that's Henry getting off a shot, but his shot didn't create no problem for goalkeeper Glenson Prince. But it was a golden opportunity for Antigua to score that second goal, but Henry didn't capitalize.
Yeah, his first touch wasn't that bad, but he just didn't end it on a right note.
Well, it's booted into touch by Baldwin James after coming on to some pressure. So it's Dominica trying the ball going into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda. Still 1-0. Any minute now, we'll hear the whistle to mark the end of the game. And there goes the whistle to mark the end of another friendly here at the Antigua Recreation Grounds. It's Antigua Barbuda 1, Dominica 0. And the goal coming in the first half. The third